Hello, Accelerated Math 6-7 students. We are now starting Module 2, Lesson 7, and the name of that lesson is called Decimal Review. And we find that on page 51 in my comp book, so here we are. And you said it, it's a review, kiddos, so hopefully with this review, nothing that I'm presenting to you today is going to be a shocker. Hopefully it's all already known information. So our goal for today we will review working with decimals, and our goal is how do you multiply and divide with decimals, okay? Which is your favorite? This is kind of a fun little activity to get you going and to see what you like and what you don't like. So if we take a look at this problem right here, and I have a typo, so I have to fix it. I wrote it in pen and I left my my cleaner at home, so I'm going to change it really fast. But while I'm working on that, what I would like you to look at is looking at these two problems right here, just looking at them, not doing the math yet, just looking at them. I need you to decide, just looking at them, which way you like to do math better. Do you like to do math like this? Or do you like to do math like this? Okay, so depending on what your answer is, you do have a choice, but you do have to be able to do both types. This kind of math is called adding fractions. This kind of math is called adding decimals. They're absolutely the exact same thing. The only difference between the two is you're going to go about getting the answer to this one differently than you go about getting the answer for this one, okay? And so very quickly, I want to show you what it looks like if we were to do this. So we have 25 3/10 plus 376 77/100. So we're adding those together. So you know, hopefully, as you add fractions or mixed numbers, there has to be a common denominator. And if they don't have one, you have to make one. So we're making one for this one. How did I get from 10 to 100? If you said multiply by 10, you're right. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So 3 times 10 is 30. So what this problem really says right now is 25 30/100 plus 376 77/100. Okay? So that's not bad. Our denominator now is 100. So 7 plus 0 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. So now we have 107/100. Okay, we'll deal with that in just a minute. What is 5 plus 6? 11. Regroup the 1. What is 7 plus 2? That's 9. Plus 1 more is 10. Regroup that. And 3 plus 1 is 4. So now I have 401 and 107/100. So now let's deal with this, because this is a fraction greater than 1, and we have to combine like terms. So what this really is right here is a division problem. So you're going to take 107 and divide it by a 100. 100 can go into 107 how many times? You should have said 1. So it goes in there one time, you subtract, and you have 7 leftovers. So what this really is 1 and 7/100. So I need to take that 1 and regroup it with the other whole numbers. So now I have 402 and 7/100. That's the answer. Okay, so there's that, adding fractions or adding mixed numbers. Now let's look at it if it was just adding decimals. So we have 25 3/10, and we have 376 77/100. Let's add them. So if I put a placeholder 0 right here, it does not change the value, okay? So 0 plus 7 is 7. 3 plus 7 is 10. Regroup the 1. 6 plus 5 is 11. That's 12, okay? Regroup the 1. 7 plus 2 is 9, plus 1 more is 10. Regroup that, and you get 402 and 7/100. Do these match? 402 7/100, 402 and 7/100. They look like they match to me. So going back to the original question, which one is your favorite? It just depends. It depends if you're a decimal person or if you're a fraction person. I love fractions. A lot of you love decimals. It's up to you. Notice on this one you have to remember to line up your decimals. Okay? Decimals can be easier when trying to determine an answer. So our focus for this lesson today is figuring out how to combine decimals. So the first problem that I'm giving you is 200 times 32 and 6/10. So one way we can do this is called distributing it. So basically it's saying we're going to take 200 and we're going to multiply it by the whole, and then we're going to take 200 and we're going to multiply it by the decimal part. So 200 times 32 plus 200 times 6/10. Well, 200 times 32 is 6/400 plus, or 6/400 plus 200 times 6/10 is 120, and when you add them together, you get 6,520. We're going to practice this in class, so don't freak out. This one is called the distributive property. This one over here is called partitive, okay? And the reason we call it partitive is because you break it into parts, and you use the area model to help us. So we have 500 times 22 and 1200. Well, if we use the area model, we can break it up to help us. So in this first big rectangle, we're going to split it so that you have the 22 holes down here and you have the 1200ths up here, and then you just multiply them. So 500 times 22, the area goes in that box, and then 500 times 1200ths, the area goes in that little box, and then because they sit in the same box, you add them together. So for your homework tonight or your practice tonight, I want you to find what the answer to that is by adding this area plus this area. We will go into more of this in class, working with this, because it's really fun. But I want to be in real life person to talk about it to you. So this one's called partitive, and this one's called distributive, okay? And we'll work on them in class. Today we will review working with decimals. We did that. How do you multiply and divide decimals? We didn't do a lot of division with decimals, but we'll get there, okay? So that's it for right now. I hope that this looks entertaining to you and a challenge, and I will see you all tomorrow. Okay, my dears. Bye.